Hi, welcome to my art channel, Khan Creative Studio. I am Khan. Today I am going to show you again the one last tree is called the tree of life. I will be showing you how to paint for beginners. At the same time, those who are interested in painting the mural, they can also follow up because it is actually for a mural painting. This is like a mock-up, right? It's called the tree of life. So I am going to start off with the background, and after that I will cover with some what do you call the tree, the shape of the tree, and maybe adding things to the tree so that it has got more things in the tree than just a tree, right? Okay, let's get started. Okay, as usual, touch the water, blue. Okay, these are the colors that I'm going to use, the same colors. If you've been watching my video, you will see that it is almost the same color which I started using, and this is the colors also. Yeah, take a look. Right. Okay, I'm going to touch, just now I touched the blue, and I'm going to touch the white. It's a bit of white. I'm going to do the sky, a simple sky, not so elaborate. Just a simple sky. Just paint blue. If you watch my first video, you will see that I go 1 2 1 2 because that is for complete beginners. This one you can just paint because this is going to be a simple sky, just a blue background. Okay, here I'm using a different type of brush. It's a wall painting brush. Right? It's a wall painting brush. Sometimes I go in a circular motion so that it blends in nicely. It's one way of blending, circular. That's a bit more white. Don't mind about the paint there, it's okay. This paint is nothing. So when you use this kind of brush, you got to be careful because of the crystals that you will fall off. You will fall off when you're painting the wall, right? Crystal will fall off. You can actually remove the crystals. That's a bit of white, blue, and okay, done. Okay, it's a bit rough, right? To wash, use the side. It's a bit rough. And you can use this kind of brush to soften the sides. Touch water. You can touch water, very little water, just at the tip. Yeah. Okay. Clean. Very little water, dry brush. Okay, no need to concentrate so much on the background because it's going to be covered by the tree, right? So okay, that's it. Okay, now I'm going to paint the base here. It's going to be green. Green. remove those bristles that is stuck there. Okay, don't worry. Okay, now touch a bit of the green, a bit of the dark blue, cobalt blue, yeah. Then a little bit of the light brown so that it fades out, it doesn't look so bright. Okay, like there's a line there, right? A bit of the cobalt blue, a bit of the, can put a bit of the brown. Then you see, once I touch the brown, the color changes to something a bit dull, but it's natural. No, it won't be too bright. Right. Okay, I'm using this brush, nylon brush. Okay, just touch a bit of water. A bit darker. You can touch a bit of the brown, light brown. Okay. Okay. Now, the background, this part here, maybe like some bushes. Okay, for that you can use this brush. Using this brush. That I can use a bit of the green, cobalt blue, brown again, but it depends on how much you're going to use. You can use a bit of the white and the blue, light blue and the white. So it will blend in with the, see? Like that. You know, far away something. Then just now the blue again, you can touch the blue. The light blue is the sky blue. Okay. Then blend it out. Okay. So it fades out to like distant effect. Same thing here, it fades out. Okay, this is wet on wet. Alright, wet on wet, so that it blends out easily. So it's like there's a distance there. Right? Okay, you got to let it dry for a while. Then you can do the tree itself. There's a bit of the yellow. Green. Green. A bit bright here and there. Luminous yellow will make it a little bit brighter. In some places bright. Okay. Yeah. Now, once this is done, wash the brush again. After I rinse the brush, wash it so that it won't dry up, because acrylic colors will dry up very fast and the brush will become like very stiff. Later we're going to use this same brush again for making the plant effect again for the tree of life. Right? Okay, now, okay, usually you see I usually draw with this brush. Yeah, it's either this or this, depending on the thickness. Right, depending on the thickness or what line I'm going to put. This nylon brush for drawing the tree and getting the shape at the same time, covering up the area. Right, usually I draw with the black. Okay, so wait for it to dry, then we will continue. the painting background is almost dried, and we can start off with the tree of life. I'm going to just sketch in black, and then we'll put in the details, right? Okay, touch water again. You can touch the clean water, even the wash water also can, or you can touch the touch the, because it's black, you can always touch the dirty water, the water that you use for cleaning. You can touch that because it's black. Okay, almost dry. Okay, so I always tell them that don't have to draw the tree so straight. Maybe from here it comes down here, right, and spread out, the leaves spread out. This is a tree with the foliage is like spread out. It's not so like a bunch, spread out. So maybe, right, so you've got this tree here, right, tree here, maybe right. Okay, as many branches as possible, because this is like a spread out kind of tree. Later we can adjust. So this one will be darker. See, every time there are so many types of trees, so this is one of the tree that you master to a certain extent. Don't need to be, because always you can improve. Art is a process where while you're painting, whenever you're painting something new, you will improve. It's a matter of time. There's one more branch come out. It's like I didn't plan this, just ping where the branches lead to. Maybe one more branch here, one more branch here. So this is how you hold the branch. You can put here, put another branch here, maybe another one come out here. Okay, now for the leaves, right, you can always, later can still adjust the branches, no need to like, okay, later can adjust the branches. Now for the leaves, right, it's not going to be like one thick foliage, maybe there's something here like that. So do some, make it like a bit jagged. Just roughly here and there, spread out the foliage so that it looks like until the edge here. Right. So you make it like spread out, no need to go too high, right? And some part is a bit not so dark, make it a bit darker. Now you can always use I call the cobalt blue. I always use the cobalt blue and black, right, for the leaves. And then some lighter ones coming out. Okay, once this is done, you can add on with the what do you call? Okay, no need to wash the brush. Now the leaves, when you look at the leaves of some trees, right, it will be like pointed sharp coming down in that way. So what you can do is touch a bit of water, cobalt blue and the dark green, cobalt blue and the dark green, right, just at the edges, touch up at the edges like that, like coming down a bit here and there. Right. If you can't get this, then you can use this brush. Later I'll try and okay. Okay, so while I'm doing this part, it will be almost dried. As you all know, I always use the method of like one part you paint, the other part will be dry, and then you go back to that again, then come back here again. Since this branch here is halfway in, okay, so maybe I can put it like that, right? Okay, so this one more branch here coming out, right? And you can use the same dark blue again with the cobalt blue again. Then you can like touch up the some like look like shadows or okay. Later on it's easier to work with the some lighter tones to do some grass effect or some plant effect. Okay, now for the tree trunk here, I'm going to paint the tree trunk. Then after that, this part will be dry. Then I can work on this. For the tree trunk, I can always use the same method. Right. This brush again, right, and let it same thing. Now you can always take the light brown, dark brown, right, dark brown, or you can take a little bit of the black, so it become really dark. So you're not going to paint the tree, you're just going to dab. Looks like barks. You're going to dab, just like that, dab. So this is a darker area. Let's say the sun is coming, sunlight is from here, or maybe from the top. Okay, one part you can make it dark. Just dab only. Right. Okay. Same thing. Touch a bit of the brown, a bit of the black. Just dab here and there. Especially this part is okay. Okay, the finer lines, can use a fine brush. Okay, here I'm just dabbing with some thicker lines there. Right. Right. Okay, now wash, then again make sure there's not too much paint. Light brown again, a bit of the orange and brown. This one is going to be a bit more brighter, so that you can see this part here, is it? Okay. And as you go on, as the color is, you see, I'm starting off with here, right, the bright, the color is finishing off, then I am touching up this area here, so it won't be like, you know, too bright this side. Like some artists, you see, they twist and turn the brush. Look out for those people who, you know, how they turn the brush, especially when they're putting the colors. So it's good to observe some artists how they turn the brush, right? Turn this way, this way. Okay, turning maybe you can't see. Actually, if I use a bigger brush, let's say okay, let's say this is the brush I'm holding, right? If I do this way or slant this way, I get 3/4. Then this way. This is how I turn. Okay, but maybe this is too small to see, right? This is how I turn the brush. Or sometimes there's too much color here, so you use already, or there's less color here, right? Then there's colors here. So what I'm going to do is turn this way and paint. Turn this way and paint. Just to get rid of the color in the. Okay. Now you see I can turn. So now you see there's paint here. Now painting on the wall, sometimes when you're too high and you're painting like that, the colors will drip. The colors will drip here. Then it will be like very difficult to paint. So it's always this way. Okay, this way is easier. Okay, I'm going to change the brush. Right, I'm going to use a thinner brush, and one more brush is this brush here, the nylon brush. You try to paint with whatever brush that is comfortable or easier to get the effect. Okay, the nylon brush is a bit light, the tone is a bit light, it won't be like so dark. Right, it won't be so dark, so it will be like very light. Okay, again touch up a bit of the brown, you can touch a bit of white if you want. So it has got one thick color there, right? Again, I'm adding in the branches. See, there's some more branches here. Well, you don't want to add the branches, later you can cover with the tree leaves there, so no problem. All right. A bit of the brown, orange a bit. I'm talking about the bright orange. Here you won't see so much of the bark, so it's like one tone. There's colors here. Okay, here this part here can be a bit darker. Right, oh, one more branch here. Maybe add one more branch, then one more branch here. Here another one coming up, so it can be a bit darker. Okay, here I'm going to cover with the tree leaves here, because as the branch is broader here, as it goes it become pointed or thin, thinner. It cannot be here thinner and here broader, cannot. It must go like, broad, thinner, 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 thinner. So again, if you want to add in branches, you can add in like that. Adding branches. This tree has got so many branches. Huh? Right. Okay, so here I need to make a bit more brighter this part here, because the base area here. So this part is almost done. Then you want to put a rock here, and clean off the brush and later can change into a rock. Okay. One more rock here. Create a bit of dark below the tones here. Okay, later need to add in the darker for the shadow. It will be like floating. You can add in a bit more darker the tones here later. Once dry, then you can add in. Now you add in, it will be like okay. Okay. So when I'm doing this, this some part will be dry here. Okay, now I'm going to add in the detail for the you can use this brush for the detail of the tree barks. Brown again, this time orange, a bit of the light brown, and white. That's it. And okay, this part here maybe just lightly touch up a little bit. Later can this is a highlight. Follow the what do you call the shape of the tree as it comes down. Wipe off the excess paint, and you can like and touch a bit again. This part I can make it darker here, this part here later. There's a bit of water, maybe you can just spread out the color. Okay, once touch the water, it becomes very light and it blends with the background in the back there, right? Again, touch a bit. There's the turning point of certain branches, they highlight a bit so that it's like front and back. This part here, okay. This part here, but maybe this part, okay. Turning point. Okay. This part need to make it a bit darker so that it doesn't. Okay. Okay. Now, once this is done, maybe outline a bit of the rock. Now almost dry. brown. A bit darker, and this part here, it's now it's like, okay, why I'm putting this color like this, because later on I can put in the grass. Okay, I'm putting the grass here, so it'll be a bit darker. Same thing, I can use this brush, then I can like flick. Okay, flick, make it light, very light, watery a bit. It's going to be a tree of life. And then maybe there's here there's maybe there's a, what do you call, nest. Maybe there's a nest. Just put some dots. Okay. Okay. Now, for the far away distance, this part here can add in a bit more details, right? A bit of details, like using this brush. This brush, a flat liner brush, we can add in a bit of details here. Lightly, so there's like one more layer. Okay, don't be like, control your brush to the extent that you want to paint exactly, not necessary. You can actually just use the brush, just do some random like that. Nothing will happen. Still is another painting, right? So even here, okay, so blend it out a bit. Doesn't matter. Okay, so when I'm doing all these things, so this part should have be dried by now. This part, okay. So I'm going to add in the same thing. I'm going to punch the brush. Use the same brush. Punch. You see, I've been using this for quite some time already, and still can use this for painting at the same time doing the plant effect, right? So I'm going to punch. Punch. Yeah. Make sure it's like a flower. Right, again, and dab again. This time dark blue, green, dark blue. So this part will be like this part here, like, but don't paint. Dab, don't paint. Dab. As you dab, you can turn the brush, twist and turn. Because if you dab same way, it will be like a pattern. You shouldn't create a pattern. It should be uneven. The pattern is actually a curve, but don't create the when you dab, you see like 1, 2, 3. No, you don't create that pattern. Okay, it's like uneven. Yeah. I taught this method to so many students, and they come up with so many different ways of making a painting, because they only learn the basics. Then after that, it's up to them how they want to design the tree, how they want the tree to look like, or what they're going to put within the tree. here you can add in a few things here and there. You can add in animals, you can add in something hanging over here. So okay, now this is the first tone. It's called the dark green. Now what I'm going to do is, you see this part here, right? Just now I mentioned here, right? This some part will be like blur effect, so that you can see the branches but not so clearly. So this is why not necessary to go and paint until so nicely. There you can always cover up with some colors there, right? Yeah, later maybe I touch up a bit here. It's supposed to be what do you call the tree nest. The time when we do it. Okay, now light green, yellow, light green, yellow. Then the top part. Okay, the top part. Twist and turn. Okay, again light green, dark green, yellow, yellow. In between the darker areas, right? Now the best part is you're not supposed to show like you can see the one dark line here, and then there's a color here. You shouldn't show that. You should paint something over here so that you can't see the line. There's a cutting line between this part and this part here. There shouldn't be a line. So the best way to do is touch a bit of white, light green, yellow, light green, yellow, white a bit, white. Then you see, there's no more. There's no cutting line. There's no cutting line like this here. There's no cutting line. Dark, and there's this one here. You shouldn't have the cutting line. So this is how I avoid the tree to look like, there's a black color painted kind of thing. Okay, so this is how you do. Okay, a bit more to go. Dark green, light. Right. Again, dark green, yellow, yellow. Yellow. Later you see whichever part is can be seen. Just put a bit of white, then you can cover up that. Right. Mostly it's from observing trees that you get a better idea of how the foliage look like, Try to observe more trees, then you get a better idea. It's not just by looking pictures. Maybe you can Google search pictures. Look at the real tree. You get a better idea of how the foliage look like. Nature is always the best teacher, where you can actually learn how things are shaped, colored. Even when I'm going to paint the underwater effect, like you got to study the colors and patterns in underwater. Then when you paint, it's easier to paint, because either from memory or from looking at Google search pictures. That means as a reference, you can use it as a reference. Okay, this part here almost missed out. Okay, then a bit, if it's too light, then just a bit of green will do. Darker green here. Okay. Okay, so this is how you can paint a tree that is like spread out, the branches spread out. So far I've been painting some trees, it's like half cut here, half cut there. This one is like spread out, right? And the things that you're going to put in, that will make the painting even more interesting. Is like how you're going to add in things and where you're going to add in. What are the things that you're going to add in? That will make the painting stand out in such a way that it become unique, something very unique. Now this part here, just now I said, like what I said is like maybe there's a what? Maybe there's it's a bit too small, I think. Usually it's a bigger one, then just one brush stroke. Anyway. Okay, maybe another video I will show you how to do a close-up of this. Just highlight a bit of some branches. Highlight a bit. Some cannot be seen very far away. Right. Not necessary to put all one. Okay. 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 This part here, I can add in a few leaves here and there, just like that. Add a bit of white, green, then water a bit. Just flick. Just flick. Even near the rocks, maybe you can put in a few grass growing near the rocks, so it doesn't look like put a bit more darker. Darker. Yeah. Sometimes you can use a flat brush instead of this brush, right? Flat brush, because this one it bends easily. Use a flat brush, like for example, maybe I can use this. I can use this brush. It's flat, but smaller ones, huh? A bit more darker. Okay, add some plants. Some long leaves there. Some shadows here. Okay. Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, what I mean by tree of life is once you paint a tree, something like this, you got to add in things that will make it. Maybe there's like, let's say you're going to draw a rabbit. Don't have to draw the whole rabbit. Maybe just a part of the head here with the ears coming out. Maybe some other animals here hiding behind, or even behind the rock there's something there. Once you add in, then a few things here and there, then the whole picture will come to like, so is what you're going to add that is going to change the picture. But this is only the background and base area for making the painting even better. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share, subscribe and like this channel. The next video I will be showing you how to paint a design effect with plant effect. You will see in the next video. Thank you. Bye.